project. The reason I got involved is because I was diagnosed with a rare disease in 2004, and I never wanted anyone to feel as alone as I did in that moment. This is our Rare Bear project. These are some of our beautiful ladies and some of the patients who have received a rare bear. Meet Mama Lydia. Lydia has 6 children, 18, 16, 13, 10, 8, and 2. 3 of Lydia's children suffer from epilepsy, and her eldest son didn't speak ever since his first seizure at the age of 4. Only in her son's teenage years were they able to get a medication. After being medicated, he's improved a bit, however he still gets violent when they don't have food in the house, which, coming from a township, happens often. It was only a few months ago when Lydia came to know that her 8-year-old daughter also has epilepsy. And this happened because while her daughter was waiting in the line to get water, she had a seizure and collapsed. Lydia is not just a persona that I've made up. This is one of our ladies from the project. She is a real person. In fact, Lydia is among thousands of women living in the Kaya Sands community who have stories that are important and that we need to hear. And their stories are overlooked. These are some of my other beautiful ladies. Currently we have over 50 women who work for the project. We started out with 7 about 5 years ago. And yeah, we've grown to over 50, over 60 of them have come through our program, and we teach them to crochet from the very basic stitch. They don't work off a pattern, so if you look at our different animals, no 2 are the same, and that is the whole reason why they are rare bears. They are special, they are unique, they are handmade with love. The main problem that we have found within Kaya Sands is we've identified 3 main problems. Abusive relationships. I'm sure you all remember that horrific photo that I shared on our group of one of the ladies that was abused. When they are abused within the township, they don't have the money to escape. They rely on their husband, and they feel if they leave, there will be no future for them or their children. So they stay until often they are killed. Lack of education. Because they aren't earning an income, they can't afford to send their children to school, which ends up in a vicious circle. And if they go out and get a job, and their child is still too young to go to school, they don't know if that child is going to be raped, killed, or kidnapped whilst being looked after by someone else. So what is the best option? To stay home with your child and know that they're safe, or to go out and try and find a job and not know if you're going to come home to your kids? And lastly, it's the risk of fires. We've all seen townships. We know what they are built from. We know how close together they are. They don't have legal electricity, and so fires happen, and they spread really easily. I remember once dropping off a box of donations, and the women were fighting over the boxes that the donations had come in. And I was like, guys, you've just got all these beautiful clothes and books and everything. Why are you fighting over the boxes? They had holes in their shacks, and the cold winter air was coming through. So they were fighting over the box to try and block up that hole so that their family could sleep a little bit warmer that night. So this is just to show you the harsh contrast between Kaya Sands and Lobosrand. This is literally the road that divides the 2 lifestyles. That isn't photoshopped, that is real. And people don't realize that they are real people living in Kaya Sands. That's again a photo of the group of our ladies with their kids. So what is the Rare Bear Project really? Yes, you know that we make these adorable little toys, but how did it all come about? We are a project of Rare Diseases South Africa, which is an NPO that advocates for and supports patients and their families living with rare conditions. We wanted an opportunity to be able to give back to the community because we know how badly people need it. And we also wanted to give something special to all patients diagnosed with a rare condition. So this is when we reached out to Kaya Sands, went into the community and looked at how we could help. This is when we started teaching them how to crochet and giving them business savvy where they could earn their own income without having to beg. So they had that sense of self-pride, and at the same time it was creating awareness about rare diseases within the township, which is something so important. With rare diseases, they are often shunned because people don't understand it. if you looked at me, you would never know that I have a rare disease. You just think I'm the crazy one. But,
You fit right in with us.
But within the township, it's often, especially if there's a disfigurement, they will shun that whole family. They will cast them out. They will not support them. They don't get access to treatments. We need to break that. We need to stop that. So here's just how we started. So Rare Disease's second birthday, with the Rare Bear Project, initially we started out that people could donate the rare bears to a patient living with a rare condition. And then we realized that the public wanted one too. They saw how adorable they were. They saw the benefit of it. And that's when we began selling to the public too. So we taught them to crochet. They can now pass that skill on to their children and continue the cycle, a positive cycle. So what does the project actually do? It helps to empower all of the ladies living in Kaya Sands and create a community of love and a sense of belonging for the rare disease patients. Because let me tell you right now, there is nothing worse than feeling like you don't belong, or that you are the sick friend, or that you aren't going to live for much longer, or when you say you're tired and someone's like, oh yeah, completely understand, and you're like, no, I actually can't get off the floor, I'm so tired. This is what we need to break, and this is what the Rare Bear Project is all about. So our main objectives within Rare Bear is to create a job. As I said earlier, them going out and actually finding a job means that the risk of losing their kid is really high. With us, if we go out to work, our child can go to a safe place, it can go to a family member, and we know that they will be okay. They don't. They say goodbye to their kid in the morning and they don't know if they're going to come back to that child. Community investment. So 1/3 of each donation is invested straight back into the project. 2/3 is paid straight to the woman that made it. So they know for every rare bear that they make, they will be getting 120 Rand straight away. It might not sound like much, but it's huge. 10 rare bears in a month, that's 1,200 Rand for them immediately. And then donations via the Care for Rare program, which is our giving to patients that live with rare diseases, and we send them all over South Africa. So what is our final commitment? We want to empower the women of Kaya Sands. We don't want to just give them handouts. We want them to see their worth, to know their worth, and to continue just being joyful and proud of what they're doing. One of our ladies recently even managed to buy a cow, which is huge. Like, that is something to be celebrated. All of their kids are going to school, and all of those kids weren't going to school a few years ago. They are able to buy clothing, they are able to buy food. They survived lockdown. They no longer have to beg on street corners. They don't have to dig in rubbish bins once a family has walked past and thrown away their leftovers. And also, the big thing is creating awareness about rare diseases. With 1 in 15 South Africans being diagnosed with a rare condition, this is something that we need to speak about more often. And if it takes a cuddly toy that gets people talking, let's talk. So our next steps, we want to get into gift shops, curio shops, hospitals, and game reserves. We've got a lot of wild animals, South African wild animals, and we really think that the opportunity for tourists to be able to purchase them would be amazing, with the fact that it's giving back to a community that really needs it. Additionally, we also want to sell custom orders. Kerwin has got a purple turtle, rare bear now, and we would love to be able to get in with different companies, crochet your logo, your animal, your whatever it is, George. It will never be perfect, it will be rare, but really that's what gives it its whole appeal. It's handmade with love by someone who is able to feed their family because of you. And we also want to be top of mind when you're invited to a baby shower, a birthday party, or anything where you can give a gift that has a meaning behind it. So yeah, these are just some of our patients. You can see we have patients right from birth up until, I think the oldest patient was about 85. So we don't discriminate. We just want to spread love and create awareness. Thanks, Julie.